Slots to either side. Now Matthews in motion. He's been the big guy as Sanchez takes his drop. He fires complete up across the 45, the 50, the 45, 40. And Jordan Matthews is having an enormous night. What a pickup on the play for 33 yards.
Joining us here, as he does every week on Eagles Game Plan, Eagles head coach Chip Kelly. Coach, Mike Quick and I just finished talking about players that we were thankful that are on the Eagles. Here are a few players that we didn't get a chance to talk about, players that are new to the Eagles organization this year. Let's take a look first at second-round draft pick Jordan Matthews and talk about his progression as a player as in his first year in the league.
Yeah, Jordan has done just a great job of coming in here and working extremely hard at being a great football player. And I think he has a burning desire to be great. And that's the one thing you love about him. His work ethic is second to none. And as he continues to get more experience in what we're trying to do here, you just see him continue to grow on a weekly basis. And this is getting ready to play Carolina and going in and knowing we had some man matchups that we thought we could exploit, especially at the inside position. Our tight ends and our slot receivers had a real good night against these guys. And it was because of this matchup where we felt between Ertz and Jordan, we're just going to run a combination route here. And depending on how the defense deployed themselves, one of them is going to come open. So we get into a stack release. Ertz is coming up the field and has an in route. And now Jordan is going to show up on the outside to try to get his man to jump outside, which he does exactly how we talk about running this stack release. And then Jordan snaps it, so we bring both guys in. Usually people will bring one guy in, one guy out, and it's easy for people to defend. In this particular call, we start with both guys going out, but they actually both end up coming in. As his man jumps over the top, Mark's on the same page with Jordan. You see him come back underneath it. And then the one thing we're starting to get out of Jordan is the run after the catch.
Yeah.
And he had a big night. He had over 100 yards in receiving, and you'll kind of see this from behind. But you can just see he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. So he comes through, Mark gets to the top of his drop, one hitch throw. We're running. Now Jordan's trying to score. We can just pick his feet up there. We would have even had more yards, but just a productive young man for us, does everything you ask, and we are definitely thankful that we have him right now.
Another big acquisition, Malcolm Jenkins. You talked a lot about the versatility that he brings to the table, and here we're going to see him. We've seen him in coverage. Here he gets a chance to rush the quarterback.
Yeah, the one thing about Malcolm that you get so excited about is just his versatility. He can do everything you want from a secondary standpoint, is that he can be a high safety and line up back here. He can be down in the front and be a run stopper. He can line up on slot receivers and cover man-to-man. He was a former first-round draft pick as a corner in this league. But the other thing that I don't think people really realize is what a heady ball player he is and what a great job he can do in a pressure package. And then in this pressure package, we're going to bring both our inside linebackers. And then actually in this game, our inside linebackers are basically our defensive ends. That's Connor Barwin and that's Trent Cole in that situation. So Billy's doing a great job from a scheme standpoint. We're going to expand out here. We're going to bring both these guys up here. And then Malcolm's going to insert and really does a great job of flushing Eli in this situation. Times up the blitz. They don't have enough blockers for it. Connor Barwin eats up 2 blocks. Here comes Trent. I don't know if this is legal in the National Football League or even on the streets.
That is not legal.
That's not even. That could be 3 to 5 in state prison if that we were on the streets. But Vinny's sacrificing for the good of the team. And then here comes Malcolm. He does a great job right there of flushing the quarterback. We end up getting an intentional grounding, or should get an intentional grounding in that situation. But that's just the type of versatility Malcolm has for us.
Nolan Carroll came over from Miami, and watching Billy Davis use him in the dime package as a backer and as a cover guy, he's been exceptionally well for us too this year.
Extremely versatile player himself. We knew what we had with him in terms of being an impact special teams player for us. I don't think anybody could tell you that they knew what of an impact he would make on our defense. We thought he would be an outside corner, add depth to Fletch and carry out here, but I think he's really gravitated. He's playing linebacker for us in our dime situations, because when a lot of people spread you out, this is where you get thin. If you have 2 linebackers on the field, you never want to have a linebacker covering a receiver. So when you play teams that are going to play 5 wides like Arizona did to us, you got to have someone that can match up in this situation. And here's a great job by Nolan. He understands the route combination. He knows he has help over the top. He can undercut the route, but it takes some athletic ability and some DB savvy to understand the route combinations that are coming. Just a big play for us. That was right towards the end of the game on their last drive there. He does a great job undercutting the route. Great job of matching up. We're not exposed because we have 2 linebackers in the game. We really can get to our dime. And you just see a great close right there on John Brown, who's one of the real good young receivers in this league. But that's a great job by Nolan. Almost got the pick, got his hand in there, and had a big pass breakup for us.
And the one guy that we haven't talked about just yet in this session, he's back here somewhere, Darren Sproles. Heck of a pickup, getting him from New Orleans in a trade.
Yeah, I think everybody is thankful that we have Darren with us. And just a consummate football player. His approach to the game every single day. He's probably the most fit player on our team. He's definitely one of the hardest workers I've ever been around, and it shows in everything he does. And every time he gets a chance to get the ball in his hand, something electric happens. And as we can get this going, you just start this with another punt return situation for us that we feel very, very confident. We have a great rush team, but we don't always have to rush. So when we don't rush and we're in a hold-up return, we do a great job in hold-up return. He's just an impact player. He makes the first guy miss. The one thing about him is he can stick his foot in the ground and gets up the field. There's a certain knack to playing this position. It's almost a position where do they have the skills or not have the skills. They need to be able to make the first guy miss. So we miss on the gunner and we stop. So we always teach our guys go next level. Now this guy in a lot of situations would be a one-on-one tackle depending on who's deep. For us, this is okay because we know Darren can make the first guy miss. Then the next thing he's going to do is he does such a great job of making the coverage lanes expand to the field, because these guys are all taught don't let the ball carrier get outside you. Yep. He has such a great feel as he gets it expanded to stick his foot in the ground and then get up the field and go north and south. A lot of guys back here, they don't want to hit it up inside, so to speak. So when they get back here on the return, they can make the first guy miss, but then they're always trying to outrun people. And a lot of times this looks like this. They lose a little bit more ground, and we haven't gained anyone from where we caught it. If you go back to the start, right where he caught it, as you look where he catches the football, he's on the 15-yard line, and watch how quickly he gets up the field. So he makes the first guy miss, he stretches, now he's gone forward. Here's another positive return. A lot of guys would dance in this situation here, trying to think about hitting the home run. He's got a great feel, and he's got so much experience at doing this. You'll see he makes a great decision. We do a good job of holding up in the box. As he catches it, we talk about stretching it, and you'll see, watch the defenders start to turn and peel to the field. They're all running to the field. You look at the angle he's coming at, he's coming at, he's coming at. We're doing a great job of walling it here. He understands the return as he pushes it and gets up the field. Now, a lot of guys, if you stop it right here, this is where they start to dance and aren't gaining any yards. He knows this is going to close down this net. The St. Louis Rams do a great job on special teams themselves. This isn't always going to be open for you, but now to have a guy that has the ability to continue to gain at this point in time, if we look at that as a line of scrimmage, watch him go and how much farther he goes and hits it up in there and gains an extra 12 yards, where there's so many people from a return standpoint, when they get to this point, it becomes a dance for him and they're not gaining anything. He'll stick it up in there and get you an extra 12, and that may be the difference between our offense going on the field in a positive situation and scoring because of what you have back there. And just does an outstanding job for us. Every time we get a chance to get the ball in his hands, he's been electric for us, and we're real fortunate to have him right now.